everybody remember to invite anybody that we needed here to talk about the students?
Yes.
Okay. Did everybody bring their red, yellow, green kids already sorted? And
Yes.
your intervention?
Check.
Okay. Did everybody bring the progress monitoring data so that we can talk about the kids we're concerned about? Right, and based on the discussion, is everybody ready to make decisions about RTI?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look back at our essentials for the previous 6 weeks.
And we determined our essentials were summarizing literary and informational text. We're going to write expository text, and we're dividing 3 digits by 1 digit number.
So what essential do we want to focus on first?
Let's do reading, the summarizing and informational text.
Okay, so who's on our red radar?
For me, it's Johnny. In the pre-assessment, his summary, he failed all 3 questions. There's 2 multiple choice and 1 open-ended question. And his open-ended response was really basic and didn't include any big ideas from the text.
So what have you done for him?
Well, let's see. He was in a small group strategy group every day for 2 weeks. We had a checkpoint, and he missed 1 of the multiple choice questions. And his response to the open-ended question was a little bit better. It was in sequence, but he's still missing the big ideas.
And in writing, he's able to sequence a story. At the beginning of the year, he wasn't really able to tell it that it made sense, but he's progressed a lot after we've been working on the flea map. And so now he can take his ideas off of the map and put them into sentences that make sense.
Is he seeing an interventionist?
I've been working with him 5 days a week for the second 6 weeks. We specifically been working on summaries. I noticed that when he says it orally, he's able to express it more than in writing.
Oh, so he gets it when he doesn't have to write it down.
I haven't tried that. Maybe I should get him to orally respond to the questions instead.
Well, since he's doing so well with the flea map, have you tried doing the opposite with a story, like taking the story and that's already written and putting it on the flea map so that he can understand the big ideas and details?
That's a good idea. I'll have to try that.
Is there anyone else in the red for reading?
Yes, I have some kids that I would really like to talk about.
Okay, is that everybody?
Okay, well, let's take a look at our math essentials for the last 6 weeks. Dividing 3-digit numbers by 1-digit numbers.
I'd really like to talk about Jesus. Remember last time at our PLC Plus, I talked to y'all about him. He failed the STAR in 3rd grade. He made it to 36, I think. He's been with a math interventionist since the beginning of the year. I started tutoring him after school twice a week in the second 6 weeks. His parents are working on him with his math facts, his division facts, all of that at home, and they're really supportive. And I always work with him during conceptual refinement in class. And then last time y'all also gave me some ideas about conceptualizing the difference between multiplication and division, and I've been doing that with him, but he's still not able to do a lot of scaffolding and guidance. And so it's like he can do the algorithms, but he's not able to apply maybe word problems and things like that. So I'm not really confident that if we move on to a new concept that he's going to be able to remember and retain what we've done so far.
I remember we talked about him before.
How is he in the other subjects? I mean, is it like a comprehension issue?
Well, in reading, his comprehension is fine. He's on level in reading. He passed the STAR reading last year. I just can't get the math out of him.
If he can comprehend the math problem, then how can he not choose the right operation?
Well, he can tell me what's happening in the problem, but he can't tell me what multiplication is or what division is, and he can't connect those 2 things with the math problem.
What new data do you have for him since the last PLC?
Well, I have a division pre-assessment that we did, and he wasn't able to even draw a picture to represent 8 divided by 4, or create a situation that we would have to divide 8 by 4. And I continued over the first 6 weeks and with small group instruction, and the interventionist worked with him too, and on his checkpoint he was able to get 1 out of 2 computations, but he still wasn't able to answer any of the word problems correctly. He just added on everything.
So what do you think we should do next?
I think we should move on and take him to PLC, to our monthly RTI meeting.
What kind of interventions has he had, like, in the past, in the previous years?
Well, I looked into where, and he had small group instruction in 2nd and 3rd grade. His Kathy Richardson from kindergarten and 1st grade was always either progressing or at risk. And of all of the problem-solving assessments, he has never been able to actually communicate about the problem and show that he understands the problem.
I think you're right, Sarah. You already have a bunch of documentation already, and there's plenty of data. So I think the next step would be to take on the RTI.
Does everybody agree?
Yes.
Yes, I say yes, and I think we should get him in the morning tutoring, the Think Through Math program.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Well, I'll talk to his parents then.
Okay. All right, well, who else do we need to talk about today?